Howdy, folks. Welcome to the what Ben got for Christmas. Cars. Mostly cars. These are the 187 scale cars I got. I got two of them are actually, these are all, the 22 and the 24 are special finishes. And then the number 9 car is just a regular, but it's still pretty cool. So I got those three. Those are from Target in those like little bags my cousin got for me. And I also got a crap ton of 164 cars. I've got this one. These are all from 2018. This is William Byron's Universe car, which isn't accurate because it doesn't have the black 24 on the side of the car. Because the 24 on the sides were black, but whatever, it's still pretty cool. Love this paint scheme. Loved it when Casey Kane drove it. Love it when William Byron's driving it now. I also got a bunch of Kyle Larson cars. This is the first one. This is from Kansas in the playoffs. Actually, it's the playoff spoiler, and you can kind of see it, and then the splitter you can't even see it all. So, but it's his purple Kansas car from his final playoff race that year because he got eliminated, and it was him and Jamie McMurray ran special Halloween McDonald's cars, and this is the only one that got made that didn't make McMurray's because screw McMurray, I guess. But anyway, this car's really cool. I love it. Love the paint scheme, and loved me some Larson cars. Also got his throwback from Darlington last year, or 2018, I should say. This is Davey Allison car, and it's a DC Solar car. So I was like, well, I gotta get it just for that, because it's gonna be hard to find DC Solar cars after a while, because they kind of left NASCAR. not the best of terms. So yeah. And then I also got another Credit One Bank car. This is actually a raced version. His second place finish at Chicagoland when he and Kyle Busch were racing the crap out of each other. It's actually a raced version. You can't really see it on the left side, but on the right side, and you still can't see it because this video won't focus. Focus, damn it. It's not focusing, god damn it. But anyway, there's a bunch of damage on the right side of the car. It's hard to see because this thing won't work. But it's really cool. So it's like a raced version for a second place car. So I've actually got a lot of raced versions, but none of them are actually raced wins. So we got that to deal with. And then there's a Kurt Busch car, his new teammate for this last year. This is a state water heater car, which is really cool. I love this paint scheme. I'm kind of sad they didn't come back for with Stuart Haas. Ooh, it's even got like metal, shiny metal there. Ooh, that's really cool. See, now it focuses. But they left. I think they left to go sponsor Jeb Burton when he ran in the Xfinity Series this year for Dale Jr. And he actually finished in the top 5 at Indianapolis with a state water car and the number 8 car. So that's pretty cool. Love this paint scheme, and yeah, I've always loved it ever since. They've ran with state water heaters ever since Ryan Newman was driving for them. So that's how long they've been together. Got a Chris Buescher car, one of his Busch Beans car from 2018. Very similar to his 2019 car as well. They didn't really change the paint scheme too much. Although the logos on the side are a little different, but you know, hey, it's still the same car. Love this car. And Chris Buescher will not be driving this car next year. He'll be in the 17 car, so that'd be pretty cool to see how he does in the 17 car now that they finally got rid of Stenhouse. Love this. Actually, Ryan Preece is going to be around the 37 car next year because Stenhouse is going to the 47. Don't ask me why. Okay, here's another throwback. It's not from Darlington, though. It's actually from Road America, the Xfinity race at Road America, and it's Awesome Bill from Dawsonville in his, so far now, last NASCAR start. Surprised that Bill decided to just come out of retirement to run at Road America, but he did. And he ran okay. Didn't do so great, but it was still pretty cool they made this car. It's one of the few GMS cars that got made last year. And it's a throwback to his Budweiser car when he drove for Junior Johnson. They even have Junior Johnson's, I think Junior Johnson logo is on there. I don't know if you can see. You can kind of see it. And it's kind of fitting that this I got this car and Junior Johnson passed away recently. He passed away around Christmas, so really sad. But hey, we got a bunch of cool throwbacks to his cars as an owner and a driver, so that's pretty sick. Love that car. Here's another throwback. This one's actually from Darlington. This is Austin Dillon's silver bullet GM Goodwrench throwback, although it's an American ethanol car. But they did a great job making this look like Earnhardt's All-Star car from '95. I've actually got a 124 of the Earnhardt car, so this is going to go great with that. And if I could ever get the gold cars, which I've actually seen recently at Meyer, I'm going to try and go get them, because now I got some money. I'm going to get those so I can put them with this, because this basically is the same paint scheme, or same design that they used on the gold cars for this year, but they just put gold on them instead of silver, and I love that. So this is going to go great with those cars, and that's why I wanted to get it. I'm not a big Austin Dillon fan, but I do love this paint scheme. He has some cool paint schemes, like his Bass Pro Shop car last year was really sick. I loved the gold one he ran at the shootout at Watkins Glen, and I loved it. Of course, I love the gold cars that the RCR guys drove all throughout the year. Another throwback. This one actually won a damn race. This is the 2018 Darlington winner, Brad Keselowski, and it's a Miller Lite throwback to Rusty Wallace's 1990 Raymond Beetle car. It was actually the 27 car, so this was like a throwback, not to essentially one of Rusty's two cars that he drove for Penske, but one of the cars he drove before he went to Penske, so that's pretty cool. And he actually won with this car, which is nice. I love this throwback. So glad he won with it. It was his first win of the year, and then he went on to win 2 more races after that in a row, so that was pretty cool. I'm glad I got this car. I'm hoping I wish I could get they'd make raced versions of his cars. That'd be really sick. Okay, now here, the rest of these are all, okay, after this one, the rest of these are all Ryan Blaney and Bubba Wallace cars, because I got a crap ton of Bubba Wallace cars. This is Brad Keselowski's Bruce Hawley, I think that's how you pronounce his name, discount tire car that he drove at Daytona, so it was Bruce Hawley logo on it. So it's actually like from his Daytona 500 car, essentially, from 2018. And so it's pretty cool. I wanted to get this one because they didn't put this one in Authentics for some reason. But I do have the regular discount tire car from last year from Authentics. So I wanted to get this car because I wanted to get another special paint scheme for discount tire from last year. I really love this car. And this was basically the first race he drove it in the Cup Series. So I thought that was pretty cool. They still had a bunch of these. I'm shocked that they still had a bunch of these cars on sale. They had them on sale for, like, if you bought 6, you got, like, all of them for $20, and if you had, like, 4 of them, you got, like, a bunch of them for $20. So they had, like, a bunch of deals going on. This is Ryan Blaney's body armor car. He drove this last year, 2018. He drove this at Daytona in July, I believe, and I think he drove it at Indianapolis as well. So he drove it a couple times in 2018. He didn't drive this at Indianapolis this past year. He drove a different. He drove the Wabash National car, which I really love that paint scheme. Brad also drives that car too. So, but yeah, I got this car. Love the body armor car. I've never actually tried body armor. I've heard it's actually pretty good. So, I've also got his Dex imaging car, which he drove for a few races in 2018, and he drove this in 2019, but it was in the Mustang body. But this is the 2018 Fusion car, and I love the Dex imaging car. It's just, red with the white scallops. It honestly kind of looks a lot like Joe Logano's Coke 600 car from this past year that he drove, which was all white, and it had the white scallops with the red car, and I think it had some yellow on there where the scallops are, like where the scallops meet the red. So, but I still like this car a lot. It's such a cool paint scheme. It's so simple. Love it. I wish I could get a. I was always wanting to get a diecast, so I got a bunch of Blaney cars, so I was really happy. His Devil Bliss car from Phoenix. So this was a 1-race deal. I love the Devil Bliss car. I thought it was so cool he drove this, and I wish he drove it in a few more races that year, but he only drove it at Phoenix. But still, really cool looking car. I'm glad they made it. This is a longtime sponsor of Penske. They actually sponsor a lot of the IndyCar cars. Like, they've sponsored Joseph Newgarden. I think they actually sponsored Joseph Newgarden this year in a couple races. So it was pretty cool to see them in a Cup car last year, or 2018. So really cool. Love the orange with the white. Really nice. Love that car. We've also got his PPG car. One of his best. I mean, all Blaney's cars. All Blaney's cars are amazing, but this one's one of the best. I love his Menards car personally. That's my favorite, but this is like his second best, I think. And this is the car he drove like the second most behind the Menards car. So yeah, love the PPG car. Great paint scheme. Love it. Rainbow, basically. Okay, now we're getting into the Bubba Wallace cars, and we're going to start with this one. This one is from 2017, and this is a raced version of a car that didn't actually win. I don't even think it finished on the lead lap, but it's still pretty cool. And it's from his first start at Pocono in 2017, because he filled in for Eric Almirola after he got injured at Kansas that year, and he filled in for him in a couple races, and that was enough to get him a full-time ride the next season at Petty. So I thought that was pretty cool. Ryan Blaney won that race in the 21 car for his first win. This is a really cool car. I'm glad I got this one. This is a test car, the click and close test car. This is actually the only click and close car I've got. This one, for some reason, the regular click and close car is really hard to find. Like, I could never find it at all in retail or online without it being so expensive. So it's pretty cool. I got the test car. This was actually run at Texas before the season started, because they did some tire testing, and they did some testing for the Camaro body with him and Chase Elliott, and they made both those cars, and they made this one. This was still available, so I was like, hell yeah, I want to get that. I love the test car. I love the orange 43 on the top. Really cool. And I love the 43 on the side. It kind of looks like a rally car with the 43 on the side, the quarter panel or whatever. This is his car from Las Vegas, the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. This car was actually run this year in Xfinity by, I forget his name off the top of my head. He drove the 8 car for Dale Jr. in a few races. Zane Smith. He drove this car at Las Vegas, I think in both races at Las Vegas. But they sponsored Bubba Wallace at the first Las Vegas race in 2018. So that was pretty cool. I'm glad they made this car. It's a really cool paint scheme. It's like, again, purple with the white, and really simple, straightforward, but it's really awesome. I'm glad they made diecast of it, because like I said, I don't think they made Zane Smith's car, of course, so that was kind of, it's actually featured in the NASCAR Heat 4 game as like his main paint scheme, but he drove a bunch of others too, so I don't know why they didn't include those. But anyway, here's Bubba Wallace's Farmer John car, which I really love. They actually were, this car was run at Auto Club in 2018, and they actually were at Auto Club again this year, but they were on the 10 car with Eric Almirola. So Eric Almirola actually got to run some of the special, like, different paint schemes that Bubba Wallace drove last year, because this was technically a Smithfield deal. Like, for some reason, Smithfield, even though they left Petty for 2018, they actually still sponsored them with some of their, like, subsidiary sponsors. Like, this car ran. They also ran, like, a few others. I can't remember offhand. I think they ran, like, a Nathan's car. I think they ran, like, a Meyer car or something like that. It was tied in with Smithfield. But they didn't get all those made. Like, for some reason, they made a bunch of the early cars that Bubba Wallace drove, but as the year went on and he started to struggle, they didn't make them anymore, or they weren't meeting MLQ, so a lot of them got canceled, so that was kind of a shame. And then this is my favorite car that I got, because I love this sponsor, I love this paint scheme. It's the STP car. I said, as soon as I saw this was available as one of the cars you could get in that special deal, I said, get it. It's just, I love the STP cars. They're just, they're classic. I'm so sad they didn't come back this year to run at Darlington or at any of the races this year. That was really a shame, because I love the STP cars from last year. He technically ran 3 different cars. He ran this car at Martinsville, and then he ran 2 different cars at Darlington, one during practice and qualifying, which was all blue. And then on race day, before the race started, they took some of the blue, they peeled off, and it was they showed off some of the red on the car, because it was to pay tribute to the 1972 season, because in 72 Petty drove both an all blue car and a blue and red car as the season went on, because STP originally wanted to have an all red car, because if you go back to STP before NASCAR, they actually had an all red Indy car that ran at the Indy 500. I think Mario Andretti won with it. It was the Bronner Hawk. And when they went to NASCAR, they wanted to run an all, red and orange car. But Petty didn't want to do that. He wanted to run the blue car, because Petty blue is his family color. So as the year went on, they sort of met halfway, and they ran, the classic Petty blue with the, STP red and orange. So, yeah, I don't have those cars, but I do got this one, so that's all I care about. I'm glad I got this car. This is probably my favorite of all of them. Although there's a lot of cool cars. Like, I'm glad I got all of these. Like, all the Blaney cars are awesome. All the Brad Keselowski cars. I wish they would have had more of those available, but I kind of got most of those cars anyway, so I'm glad I got these two. These two are still available, especially the throwback, because, God, I love that car, and he won with that, so I had to get that. And then they had all the Larson cars. They still had the silver car for Dylan, so yeah, this was awesome. Awesome haul, like 20 plus cars for Christmas. That's a lot. That's like the most I think I've ever gotten, period, ever. So yeah, so thanks to my cousin for being awesome. She got me those, and she also got me Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I just finished recently, and it's awesome. One of the cars fell off, so a book. But I love this. This game is awesome. I'm probably going to play through it again to try and get all the cool, like, extra shit. So, anyway. So, yeah. So, this is all the NASCAR stuff I got from my cousin for Christmas. She's awesome. I love her to death. I don't know why she puts up with me getting all these cars for me. So, anyway. But, yeah. So, a bunch of Bubba cars, a bunch of Blaney cars, a few Brad cars, and then a bunch of Larson cars. So I got like every Bubba car from last year, except this regular Click and Close car. But I did get a Click and Close car, technically, so anyway, yeah, so this is like a 20-minute video of me just looking at all the shit I got, so hopefully nobody's bored by it. I'm hoping I can go to the store at some point, because I saw some of the 2019 cars available. Like, I saw some of the trucks from Authentics that are available. I also saw some of the RCR Gold cars, which I want to get those so bad, because I love the RCR Gold car, especially the Daniel Hemrick car, because our RCR thought it was cool to just fire him after winning Rookie of the Year, but whatever. And he actually ran better than Austin Dillon most of the year, but whatevs. So hopefully I can get both those, and I can get some of the trucks, and maybe get some more vintage cars, because there were some cool vintage cars over at Treasures that I saw. Maybe get more of the 187 scale cars, like, get the, I don't know, some Brad ones or something, because I still don't have a Brad 187 scale car. And I don't know why, it's hard to find stuff for him. But anyway, so this is all I got for Christmas. Hopefully y'all had a good Christmas, hopefully you have a happy New Year, all that, and anyway, see ya. Hopefully next year will be awesome, and hopefully I'll be able to put up some more gameplay of me sucking complete balls at Jedi Fallen Order, even though I beat it, and some more, I guess, Red Dead stuff, and more NASCAR Heat 4 stuff. So, we'll see what we'll do for next year. Hopefully I can do some NASCAR Heat 4 streaming, because I want to do some streaming, and maybe do some more NASCAR stuff on there, but we'll see. Anyway, have a good night. See you next year.